this land that we call Bharat, though at some points we have been over 600 political entities, both within the country and by the people outside the country, we've always been referred to as one nation. Though it was so many bits and pieces divided between kings, what is it that made us feel like one nation? What is it that people from outside saw that they called us as one nation? People believe that this word or this name, Bharat, came because this land was ruled by King Bharata. But the case is, he got the name from the nation, not the other way round. As even today, there are thousands of people there are thousands of Bharatis and Bharat Kumars in the country. Similarly, he was one more Bharata of the day. A great emperor, greatness not just because of his conquests, at his full flow, before he got old, he decided to coronate the next king. He had 9 sons, but he saw a young boy who was only 22 years of age, whose name was Bhumanyu, who was the son of sage Bharatwaj. This boy grew up in the forest, never been exposed to the world outside. First time when he came, King Bharata's eyes fell upon him and he said, "This boy should be the king of this empire, not any of my sons." It's the first act of democracy 6,000 years ago. But of course, later on, since then we've been having Dhritarashtra syndrome, that's a different thing. At any cost, blood versus brain. So this land, Bharat, why it is significant? Why is it that it is important why is it that people, beyond their cost of their life, they try to protect this? What is the significance of this? The word Bharata comes from 3 aspects. Bha means bhava, Ra means raga, Tha means thala. Bhava essentially means sensation, or we can translate it as experience, because all our experience of life right now is through the sensory perception. So, every experience of life is actually a sensation. Well, it may not be sensational for a lot of people, but it is a sensation. What we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste is all a certain type of sensation. Sensations of pleasantness, sensations of unpleasantness determine the nature and the quality of one's life. If you have pleasant sensations, you may call this peace, happiness, joy, bliss, ecstasy. If your sensations are unpleasant, you may call this stress, tension, anxiety, misery, agony, whatever we want to call it. Many names, but essentially, this is a contest within ourselves of pleasantness and unpleasantness. In the yogic culture, if the body becomes pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If your very life energies become pleasant, we call this blissfulness. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If our surroundings become pleasant, we call it success. Of course, they call it Goa. So, humanity is continuously in pursuit of this pleasantness. The man who goes to the bar and the man who goes to the temple, their fundamental pursuit is same. The question is who is successful. The question is how enduring is it. But essentially, Every human being is only seeing how to make their experience of life pleasant. Somebody thinks money will do it, somebody thinks education will do it, somebody thinks love will do it. Different people have different ideas, some people believe it'll happen only in heaven.
जब चाहो ऑन हो जाओ, एपिक ऑन चलाओ। Available across all devices.